That's interesting. Hello, this is DarkElf85 on YouTube, or HektontheMage on PSN, and welcome back to Masquerada, Songs and Shadows. I hope everyone's doing okay. I am tired. When am I not tired? But no, I was like watching stuff and leaning back on my reclining chair or sofa, and I was like about to fall asleep or nap. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of this whole checkpoint system thing. Not a fan. Missing persons investigation. Name of suspect Razitof Azrus, 39. Oh my gosh, he's a year older than me. Okay. Occupation Regenti. Date of report 29th Pica 407 Illinois. No, it is not. Okay. I don't know what that stands for. Inceptory attached. Ofina Triana. Details. On the 39th of Rivetti, 407 IL. Is IL a Roman numeral? I don't think it is. I know L is X is XL. Yeah, I don't know. Regenti Razitof Azrus was tasked with elucidating the methods through which Mascherines, I forget how to pronounce this, Mascherines were created. He was appointed this task by Yaron Avestus Alerme. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. It's only been 2 days, and boy, that's been 2 days. Okay. On the 43rd of Revida, he submitted his first update to the Euron concerning his findings. In it, he writes that he believed that... Oh, I forgot how fast this goes. Sorry. Believes that for something as... I don't know what his voice is supposed to be. For something as core to the... I can't... Wow. Dementicate civilization as Mascherines. There must be anthropological evidence regarding their existence and creation that he can find through detailed study of Dementicate history. He continues on writing that a visit to the Connascenza must be paid. He is sure to find what he needs there. A loose sheet found within his report reveals what specifically he was in search for. Books that talk about the Dementicate. Is that a T-I? Yes, Dementicate in power, but about wielding immense power. Creating power, using it to expand, or anything that even remotely smacks of strength and supremacy. These are good places to start. I will head to the Connaissance tomorrow to speak to Kyrie. Okay, so the reason why I'm annoyed is that, besides, obviously, this is like, is it Latin? It's not, or is it Italian? I think it's Latin. So Italian last time. Latin is because, the reason why I'm like, man, is because for the past 2 days in our class, we have this article that I've been having the students listen to. Yeah, Dark, isn't this a speaking class? Yeah, it's supposed to be a speaking class. But anywho, we are listening to this article, and then I have to like repeat names of these places, and this is in Peru. It's a article talking about the Incan Empire, so I'm like having to read these cities and these places, and I'm like, these are in Incan. I can't remember what the audio, at least how they pronounced it as, and so I'm like, I gotta say them. It's frustrating. Because right now I'm tired. Alright. Yeah, it's been really hard for me to get some sleep. I'm frustrated. Like I did try to put my sleep mask on with the CPAP machine on, and I still woke up the same amount of times and at the same times that I normally would wake up with the light shining through. So I don't know, my biological clock is annoying. Because after saying all this, I now don't remember where I was, so that's scheisse. What specifically he was in search for? Did I read that? I read that whole paragraph. Okay. Date of update. Wait, what? Okay. Date of update: 30th Pica 407 IL. Kari has said that Razitof never approached her for assistance. None of the... Oh. Is this smaller than the normal text, or am I just tired? I can't tell. None of the vigilists that I've spoken to have seen him around in the past month. Now, is this supposed to be what's-his-face, my character? I guess. And I may not even have to read this, but I am. I have seen him around in the past month. He must have either done his work in secrecy or never followed up on his original plan. Tomorrow I intend on returning to the Conoscenza. Following his leads will bring me closer to his current whereabouts, I'm certain. Date of update: 38th Pica 407 IL. Note: the investigation has been handed over to Inspettori Corvus Givitus. I'm going to do that and make the D silent. I want to say Inceptor, but that's not right. Inspettori Ofina's corpse was found in her room at approximately dusk on the 33rd of Pica. Pica, you know, the horrible disease that cats and other animals get. No, that's 1C, I think. The investigation has taken a darker turn. Ages forbid, and it is growing steadily. Avestis has told me to focus on Razitof and to do so quietly. Whoever did that to Ophelia is still out there. Orfina, not Ophelia, jeez. I do not know how well I will sleep at night knowing these halls are not safe. But the Verona has reminded me that if someone was out there to stop us from finding Razitof, it must mean that he knows something. Avestus believes that finding the Regenti is of high priority than identifying Ofina's murderer. If I can find both along the way, that would be ideal, but Aegis, I'll be the first to admit that I might have been put in waters too deep for me. I really don't know who is talking offhand, and it bothers me. I've spoken to Lucia and warned her about the treachery. If Ofina was a target, then none of us are safe. Darius, Pasha, and Riva aren't in the city at the moment, and for their sakes, I'm glad. Damn it. Where is Cicero when you need him? Oh, this is the other person. Okay, oh, this must be the letters. Okay, must be the guy before who got killed before I get passed off to me. Oh, you actually said my name, huh? No matter, I must focus. Tomorrow I will check Razitof's office. I'll just go with this voice. I don't really care. I think it's prudent to place a prudent place to begin. At least it isn't in my poor friend's bloody footprints. I hope she gets good. I hope she gets a good song. Update: 39th Pica 407 IL. Nothing. His office clearly doubled as his living quarters. He'd holed himself up in there for quite some time, or at least had planned to, but there is nothing amiss. Oh, I forgot that there was a lot of reading. But then again, and I didn't want to do coffee talk. But then again, something didn't quite feel right when I was in there. In fact, something hasn't quite felt right since I started this investigation. Silent songs. The others always mocked my superstitious ways, but how can I deny a feeling so strong? I cannot put my finger on it, but I can swear by the ages that I am being watched. If anything is to happen to me, if this case somehow falls into someone else's hands, know that I advise caution. Lucia, if that next person is you, songs, get out of here while you still can. Tomorrow I plan to figure out what it is exactly that has been causing the hairs on my neck to rise. Once I deal with that, I believe I'll be able to better focus on the task at hand. Update 41 Pica 41st Pica 407 IL. Note: the remains of Inspector, no, I know it's Inspector, but it's not, of Inspectori Corvus's body, maybe it's not Inspector, but I think it is, have been found in his personal residence in the dim way. The investigation is pending action. Update 42nd Pica 407 IL. Note: a letter has been sent to the Cavalli fields, summoning former Inspectori Cicero Gavar back to Ombre. Update 3rd. Sindera 407 IL. Note: the investigation has been handed over to former Inspectori Cicero Gavar. Lead: Razitof's office. Conoscenza. Welcome back. Oh, lovely. Okay.
Survived the trial, I see.
Barely. The bastard still as oily as ever.
Careful. Walls have ears. So, was I right?
This is about the Regenti that's gone missing. Razitof.
That's the one? Didn't he
save my life?
I thought I wasn't supposed to be saying
Hephaestus
stuff about
used
this.
that against me.
So now you're on the case too.
Any advice then?
Just try not to die. We've lost enough Inspectores as is.
You can bet on that. Now, I need to read these notes first. Then to the Hall of Bearings for a Mascherine. Still have time to accompany an old friend?
Why not?
Razitof of Azrus. More reading, huzzah. So when I was editing the last video, or last videos, but this one in particular for YouTube, I did find out who some of the voice actors are in this game, and I'm like, oh, Critical Role. Fun. I don't know who's who, but yeah. I just saw that. And yeah, there isn't a Wikipedia. I modified some, well, slightly modified, but I took some of the notes from the whatever wiki for this game, which took the Kickstarter description, because I would have done my own, but let's just say I was trying to edit this before I went to my class, my next class, yesterday, and also since it might be important to have a lot more details about this game in particular, just because there's a lot of information that's thrown at you right at the beginning. So I thought that was important. Excuse me. Alright, I forgot the Lalas. Razitof Azrus the First. Never in my wildest imaginations had I ever thought that my relationship with this bespectacled friend of mine would turn out the way it did. Quiet and reserved, Razitof and I had first met in the Conoscenza while I'd been preparing for the dreadful Accredita. Can we stop using words that are like common in English and then changing it to modify it based on... I know why, because of to whatever the situation is. But, oh my gosh, I'm just tired. I'm just tired, folks. I apologize. I can't apologize that I'm tired. I mean, that it is what it is. But I'm tired on multiple reasons. I mean, yeah, I'm going to do a side note. Why is Dark tired? Well, he's not a thin guy. He's in his upper 30s. Oh my gosh, I'm almost 40. Not yet, but close. He's moving. He's moving internationally. He's stressing about, well, obviously he's stressing because of that. Almost finished packing, but not yet. I'm still waiting for some things from dry cleaning, which hopefully will show up tomorrow, and then I can finally get the last packages sent. I got 2 more. So a total of 27 boxes, folks. And he's also trying to find a job and not hearing back from a lot of places. Well, trying to apply for a job, well, halfway across the world from where he's looking for jobs. Yeah. Oh, and don't forget that, unlike in the USA, where usually schools give you HR and other things, or and supervisors and whatever, I don't have any of that, and I don't know where most of that is located. I don't have a supervisor currently, and whoever my dean is, or whatever the equivalent of, I don't know, because they don't talk to us, and I don't know who the equivalent of HR is, human resources, for my university, or for that. I would have done maybe the language center when we still had people, but now we don't have that, so I don't know. So it's frustrating, folks, and that makes Dark tired. I know, of course, he's not exercising, so because he's busy doing other shit. So needless to say, Dark is a little bit tired, and okay, going back to the game with the Lalas. And about Razitof. Isn't that the name of a rat in some movie? I swear it is. Let's see. Masquerada is my least favorite of all the media. Most things I've learned on the streets, not between the pages of a book. Razitof, however, was quite the opposite. A lover of histories and theorems. Initially could not stand... It is initially. Initially could not stand his presence. Facts and postulations seemed to blend forth from every inch of his being, from his head right down to the ends of his boots. He'd seen me struggling with the calculus section of the paper I'd been working on, in one of the deeper and more isolated sections of the Conoscenza. I was attempting to at least, for my accredita the following day, and he could barely keep it to himself. I don't know what his voice is. You need to use Roderick's theorem for that. His voice was thin, reed-like. Oh, you need to use Roderick's theorem for that. I don't know. What is a thin, reed-like voice, and left the silence of the Conoscenza quite untouched. Wrong way. Excuse me, I said, turning to my left, where he sat. The image of to this day I recall with perfection. A soft hat far too large for his head, small spectacles perched atop a thin nose. He pulled back slightly, perhaps if I had spoken too loudly, offended the silence that he might have found sacred. I said, he said even softer than before, Roderick's theorem. Roderick's theorem. What did he think I was, a scholar? Here, he said, inching a little closer before coming to a stop. He held out his hand. It quivered a little. If I may. Be my guest, I said, pushing over my quill and my papers to him. Now, he said, and that and blah, 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 and he began to explain the process to solve the question. I couldn't repeat the steps to you now. If I tried, to you now, if I thought that was a bracket. Wow, I'm speaking British English. A bracket, a parentheses, or parenthesis, sorry. To you now, if I tried, but enough of that technique stayed in my mind that I passed that section of the accredita the day after. What surprised me even more, though, was that he'd come for the ceremony that evening. He sought me out after it ended. Cicero, he said from behind, just as I was leaving the hall. I turned and recognized him immediately. Razitof, what are you doing here? I came to see how you did. You know, and to get my my just rewards for helping you. Bum chicka wow wow! I am tired. That's my excuse, right, folks? Okay. Okay, this is Lala. No, it's 80. It's 80. It's fucking 80. I don't know what the Oh, it actually ended where I left it. That's nice. I like that. I come to see how you did, he replied as he wrung his hands. I found that curious. Why would he care? I did fine. I passed, I replied, still somewhat wary. What did he want from me? What did he want from me? Oh, he said as he breathed out, clearly relieved. Excellent news. Just excellent. Why? I asked, frowning. Why excellent? Why not? I was hoping you'd do well, see? I know it might sound selfish, but I was hoping that I'd been a good enough tutor last night, and here you are, passing. I was so worried about you when you told me your accredita was today, with your calculus at that standard. Wow. Ages did you need help. All right. And now you've done fantastic. I knew you could do it. I just did. And that was the moment that I began to believe that beneath his blustering exterior, behind all those books and theorems and ideas, lay a heart among the most sincere I would come to know. And that belief has been proven true, time and time again. And now he's missing. Now, for perhaps the first time in my life, I'm in a position to help him, and not the other way around. I have to find him. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Why are you walking that way? Why you walk the right way? Weirdo. Weird. That's weird. What's as annoying as these lalas? I hope we don't get any more combat right now, but a lot of talking and reading doesn't help either. Nope, cutscene. Of course.
My brother is missing. At least let me speak to the Valencio.
Oh.
Your color isn't welcome here.
Wow.
A member of the Blue Guild. Here.
A curious sight indeed. You can take care of yourself?
I'm not a child, Tristan.
Really?
Get out.
The Simori in guild politics. The 6 guilds of Umbra are collectively known as the Simora, and they compose the Sorel de Mare, the Luca Infinita, the Labores Solis, the Aulus Nobilis, the Dici Sovrani, and the shoot me in the head, Cassiatore. Though these are certainly by no means the only guilds the city has ever known, they are the only ones that have withstood the whittling test of time and, together with the registry, make up all of the masquerada of the city. Despite their commonality in possessing Mascherines, however, the Simore are rife with disagreement, and the politics that course between them are far too convoluted to spell out simply. Suffice to say, I really want to say suffice it to say, but it's not there. Suffice to say, it is nearly impossible to bring out all of the Simore together in a single room without having them at each other's throats. I was hitting the wrong button. Oh, why am I not leaving? I hit X. That was weird. That was the brother of what's his name? Razitof, right? The Hall of Bearings. After the registry began recognizing the guilds of Ombre and established the rules of their relationship, its collection of Mascherines grew steadily. For a long time, these Mascherines that had been paid to the registry as tribute from the guilds have been stored in various caches all over the city. When the Pale Isle was claimed and the White Spire built, these Mascherines were transported to a hall that the registry had constructed specifically for the storage of these Mascherines, the Hall of Bearings. So I'm gonna get a Masquerine! Mask on! Makeup! Okay.
Inspectore.
At ease.
I was not told to expect you, sir.
I don't suppose you were. But here I am, and I need a Masquerine.
Right this way, sir. I do apologize in advance. Our selection of Masquerines has diminished since the war began.
It's all right. I'm not picky.
Do I actually get to choose one?
Beautiful, isn't it?
I'd like a Masquerine now, please.
All right. First things first. Your element, sir.
Cyrus? What are you doing?
Sir?
What? I apologize.
Oh, that was weird.
What was the question?
Your element.
Right. Of course.
Please select an element. Fire. We have the gifts to burn and smelt, to set aflame, pyres for his glory. The firebrands of Ombre read, nope, tread the fine line between blazing brightly and burning out. Their unmatched inclination towards destruction often leaves them the target of many foes' offense. But the best firebrands have learned how to draw strength from the maelstrom of chaos around them. Earth. And shape the soils to raise the earth, to feed our strength and fashion temples. The ubiquity of stone and soil lends itself favorable to the earth brand's abilities by allowing them to mold the land upon which many a conflict is set. Through the creation of hazardous areas on the battlefield, Earthbrands have unrivaled manipulation of the flow of any battle. Water. Oh, they have sound effects. I didn't realize that. Water. And seas will roar, and clouds will cry, and not for broken heart, but to pay oh shoot, I'm totally messing up that word. Obeisance? To pay obeisance? I know this word, I just don't remember it, so Dark's gonna look it up. I actually I mentioned this to students today about something, if it's in our book about talking about sometimes, always, often. Never, sometimes, often when doing research about something, and one of it happens to be the English language, which of course I had a lot of laughing students in my afternoon class. Which I'm like, But I say that when there's a word in a video game or in a book or in something I watch or hear, I might look it up, and I'm going to do it right now for all of you. O-B-E-I? Yeah. E-I. S-A-N-C-E. S-A-N-C-E. Search. Obeisance. Obeisance. Obeisance, obeisance. Wow.
Obeisance.
Obeisance, gesture or movement of the body, such as a curtsy, that expresses deference or homage. An attitude of deference or homage. Probably number 2. Obeisant. Obeisantly. From Old French, to obey. That's what I was saying, because I saw obey in the word. Obeisance. Deference, homage. Okay, there we go. Now we learned something new today, folks. Yay! And knowledge is power. With versatile abilities suited for any scenario, the strength of water brands lies in their fluid adaptability and their potential to shift the tides of battle in myriad ways. One moment, a water brand could be bolstering their allies, and the next summoning spikes of ice to impale the foes. My brother was a water brand. He was. Air. And the winds will carry our tale through lands to hearts of foes to spread his reign. Like the very wind that bends to their will, the position of an air brand in the midst of battle is unpredictable. Those who dance on gales and bend the breezes are constantly in motion and are armed with abilities that cripple and displace those that attempt to obstruct their currents. I feel like that this is the debilitating status class. And I'm actually going to choose it because I like air. So that's why I'm going to do that. It was a tie between air or earth. But I like air. I'm curious what Cicero was originally before he was exiled. But anyhow, select. Are you sure you want to select this element? Yes.
I'm an air brand.
And the last time you used a masquerine?
5 years.
Vamus tests?
Distinctions.
Accreditor?
60th percentile. Explains why I didn't turn out to be one of the vegulars.
All right, sir. It'll take me no more than a heartbeat.
But when you try to attack, you're going to be confused.
Cicero. You're its custodian, and you're an imposter. Going around with that stupid cape of yours? Have you forgotten where your loyalty lies?
Are you almost done, Valis?
Just finished, sir.
Oh.
You don't know what you've started, brother. Change. That's what. Change for the Contadani, our people.
Here it is, sir.
Come
Oh,
with
that
me.
is her.
Come with me, Cicero.
Protect his brother.
No.
Sir?
Thank you, Malice.
Masquerine obtained. A skill point rewarded. The Cicero. You're not serious, Cyrus said, as a smile began to blossom upon his lips. You can't be serious. Are you serious? I held up the paperwork. Everything's been signed for. You can read it if you want. You're serious. By the ages, you're serious. He laughed as he turned his gaze away from me, the blue light of the Cicero bathing his features. He took a step towards it, his eyes darting up and down as he admired the relic's beauty. How? How? Must I remind you that I'm not just a simple I forget how it's pronounced. It's a Porteri. That's a T. Damn it. Porteri anymore? I asked as I pinched the corner of my cape and waved it about. The fabric still grated against my shoulders as I brandished it. I was told that I'd break into it eventually, and it'd soon feel like a second skin. Besides, Ivantino's getting old and the registry was looking for a replacement, I said, turning to face the custodian. Isn't that right? His older face was framed in the blue light of Tesori as well, but his eyes weren't filled with the same wonderment I saw in Cyrus's. The azure wash didn't bring to the surface any measure of awe. Yeah, my eyes are tired. Reasonably so, for he'd been the custodian for over a decade. Now. Instead, it has highlighted the shadows under his eyes and crispness in the line of his lips. Sure is. I don't know what words he gave him. Ivantino replied as he stared at the pillar of light. I frowned slightly. There was something in his voice, something hollow. I couldn't quite put a finger on its nature, though I heard both sorrow and anger in the space between his words. Anyway, there's one last thing that we need to do, your brother. Oh no. Anyway, there's one last thing we need to do, your brother and I, he said as he walked over to Cyrus, the perplexing tension in his voice disappearing as quickly as it had come. He held out a little contraption, a bloomer. What? You know how this works? He asked Cyrus. Well, I will soon, won't I? He replied. I suppose so, the old man said, sighing. I'd best get the materials we need then. Materials? Materials? Cyrus said, a note of worry in his voice. Why is this so long? Okay, you know what? Let's silent read, folks. I thought this was going to be a description, not, here's like this whole backstory of something. I mean, I know that's what lore is, but, okay. Now, here we go. The Tessera sits at the heart of the Hall of Bearings and is one of the few pieces of dimenticate. I assume it's an A for the E, but I could be wrong. It could be dimenticate. I don't know. Dimenticate technology that still work. The Vigilists suspect that the Tessero was an organizational... Oh, there goes my microphone. Was an organizational tool that the Dimenticate used to catalog and compartmentalize the Mascherines. When the expeditions further into the shadow of the mountain were carried out and the rubble above the Cicero cleared, the bright beam of light that was the Cicero shot up and pierced the canopy of darkness above them. The discovery hadn't needed to be announced to the city. Each individual could see the beam wherever they were. A contraption known as a bloomer was discovered close to the Cicero, and the vigilists have surmised that it is linked to it. Adjusting and rotating sections of the bloomer and bringing it closer to the Cicero results in the beam of light retrieving and releasing one of the Mascherines that float around it. Okay. Oh my gosh. Eye of the Storm. Cost 120. Cicero gathers power to become immune to interrupt, knockback, root, silence, slow, and stun. Effects gain 35 mask charge over 5 seconds. It's already equipped, okay. Party behavior. Lightning Blade. Casts on enemies with any elemental tag. Signature attack. Strikes the target enemy with a lightning imbued blade, dealing 15 base damage and activating elemental tags. What, lightning maybe? I can change this? I don't understand what that means. Okay, we're gonna not mess with that. Oh. Maestro. I got 4 points. Oh. Oh boy, there's a lot. Passive skill. Cicero gains a 2% focus, health, and mask charge regeneration boost. He also gains a 3% attack spell boost, movement speed boost, damage boost, skill cooldown, and damage reduction. Whenever a non-air elemental tag is activated, the target will be forced to attack Cicero for 3 seconds. Oh, instead of using like magic or something probably. Whenever an air tag is activated, Cicero recovers 20% of the maximum focus and mask charge. Dervish. The caster spins into a cyclone and moves in a line, gaining a 40% damage reduction boost and dealing 15 base damage per second to enemies in their way. Oh my. Tempest. Conjures a whirlwind around the caster for 5 seconds that deals 5 base damage per second and slows enemies by 30%. This skill generates more threat than usual. Oh, boo. Trade winds. The caster swaps positions with an enemy or ally. Swapping will interrupt the target. Okay. Void. Conjures a force field that sucks in enemies within 6 meters for 1 second. And does what? Does it just gather them in one spot, maybe? I don't know. That's what it sounds like. I don't know. Windswarm. Why does it look like a squirrel with a huge tail? Conjures... Oh, because it is a squirrel. Conjures a squirrel apparition that flies toward an enemy. The apparition deals 10 base damage and will attack up to 3 times, targeting the next enemy after the previous. Okay, oh my gosh, I have to come up with, if I select this, I have to come up with a name for the squirrel. I don't know, I may have to come back to it. Zephyr teleports to the target location, leaving behind 3 tornadoes. What the fudge? That seek enemy targets for 5 seconds and deal 4 base damage per second. This generates more threat than usual. Stop generating threat! Alright, we're gonna do this. What does this do? Increases damage by 10% when there are no allies within 4 meters. Oh. All allies in combat gain 5% damage reduction. What the fuck? Okay. We're gonna do this. Oh, I see. You choose one. Okay, that makes sense. Increases range by 50%. Okay, and then this. I think I'm going to do this one. All allies in combat gain 5% damage reduction. Whenever Cicero changes stance, he gains a 20% damage for 10 seconds. Okay. Assign. Oh. Oh, they're 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a total of 5 people you can have in a party. Gotcha. Oh, I guess this is, you can get more Mascherines or something, maybe? I think you have different masks. I think it's a trophy. Collect all masks. I'm like, the Mascherines, they're not masks. Uh-oh. Oh, this is when I do, I think, AI party behavior. Okay. Cast on enemies with any elemental. Okay, well, we're not going to mess with that. We're going to leave it as is. All right. Do I have the mask on? It looks like I do. Which is weird because no one else is wearing the masks. Mascherines, I mean. I already did it! No! Cicidella Azrus. I'm not reading it for folks. I'm tired. Oh, press triangle to assign or replace skill. Actually, I do need to know that because I just gained a new ability and I don't know if it added to the hotbar. Let's go back. It didn't. That's because it's a passive skill, Dark. There you go. All right.
And there he is.
Who's this?
Cicidella Azrus, mariner of the Citte del Ombre.
You're Calden.
You know him?
Yes. No, well, Razitof mentioned that he had a brother before, but he never said very much.
You knew my brother?
Is there a reason why he's here?
I know my brother's missing. Inspector Corvus came to me 2 weeks ago.
All right. Well, I'm sorry.
It's not that, Inspector. I want to help find my brother in any way I can.
You don't know what you're getting yourself into. You haven't heard anything from Corvus because he's dead.
What?
Listen, Calden. Sail the winds back to your guild while you can. You don't want this.
Why?
Because this is not the business of the Blue Guild. And if any within the White Spires see you with me...
All right, then. I suppose all I can ask is that when you find him, please, I'd like to know.
You're just going to let him go?
What?
It's his brother, Cicero.
Mariner! I'd like to at least ask you a few questions first.
Of course.
Oh, this'll rub the old man the wrong way.
All the more reason to do it. Now that both of you are settled, I have business to attend to.
Thank you, Valencio.
Have fun, you two.
Inspettori, I must...
A few questions does not guarantee you a place in this investigation, Mariner. I'd like to make that clear.
Clear as the belt, sir.
Good. Now, we're headed for your brother's office. I'd like to ask you a few things on the way.
Oh, the skill points for Keldon, probably. I find it almost unbearable that I know so little about this man, considering the friendship that I've fostered with his brother. It would seem likely that we've exchanged words about this Keldon before, but yet, despite all that, I can barely remember Razitof saying anything of him. He told me that he'd a brother before. Yeah, you could theoretically say that, but I don't like it. He'd a brother before, surely, but scarcely anything more. Who is this enigma of a sibling? Who'd been so shadowed by secrecy? Perhaps I was too hasty in attempting to dismiss him. Perhaps there is more to this investigation he can offer. Well, maybe I'll see his mask. Oh, there. He's a water person. He's a water bend. I mean, water brand. Water spout. Actually, no, I want to see his mask. Forbearance. Keldon invokes the power of water, giving all allies 50% damage reduction for 5 seconds. Oh wait, that's just like an auto thing? Oh wait, is that the little mask symbol in the bottom right ability? That might be it. Signature attack. Keldon blasts an enemy with a spout of water for 15 damage and activates elemental tags. Alright, and he's got 4 points also. Alright. Water spout. Whenever a non-water elemental tag gets activated, Keldon gains 20 mask charge. Whenever a water tag is activated, skill cooldown gets reduced by 5 seconds. We're gonna do this one. What's this? Pavisari. Increases damage reduction by 10% and threat generation by 20%. I wish I knew how much HP he has. Atmos Ring. Conjures 2 spheres of water that rotate around the caster for 7 seconds. Raising their threat. Whenever a sphere passes through an ally, that ally heals for 5% their maximum health. Spheres expires after 5 heals. Okay. Hope Spring. Keldon releases an energy pulse to recover 40% of his maximum focus and taunts enemies within 5 meters for 5 seconds. Nearby allies recover 20% of their maximum focus. Redoubt, whatever. Keldon stomps the ground to conjure a flood that deals 40 base damage to enemies within 5 minutes. I just want to see how that does in combat. Sorrel's Ward. Keldon gains an aura that gives him 10% damage reduction and absorbs 20% of the damage taken by allies within 5 meters Right? Tidal Wall. Conjures a strong tide which deals 20 base damage that erupts, into pillars of water which deal 30% damage. This turns about a flood or murd threat. Let's do this. I'm curious what that looks like. Enemies receive a water tag. Buffet. Or Buffet. It's probably Buffet. Furor. Increases flood damage by 10 and taunts nearby enemies with 5. Oh, I see. If it's something that can be used, it will automatically be added to the ability chart. Okay. Let's do that. Alright.
So, fill me in. When was the last time you saw your brother?
Well,
Memory failing you already?
half a Missouri ago.
2 years. My.
Oh yeah, I already heard that. I gotta get out of this lolling. It's making me sleepy.
And the last time you wrote him a letter, then?
We don't write to each other.
No?
Is he truly your brother?
This is it. His office.
Finally.
Really? I thought it was in another location.
Just a moment, Mariner.
Why is his hand so huge?
Something the matter, Inspectore?
Yes, in fact. You.
Me?
You, Razitof's brother, whom I have heard so little from him about, who last saw him 2 years ago, and during those years you never spoke or wrote to him whatsoever. And now you're suddenly concerned.
Correct.
And you ask if there's something the matter.
Inspectore, the relationship I have with my brother is complicated, but he is still my brother. And if you doubt my concern for him...
I doubt your honesty. Are you certain you know as little about the cases you claim?
Yes. I assure you, on a mariner's moon, I promise, there is nothing I want more than to find my brother.
Let's go in then. Here, let's see what we can find.
The Registry, Regenti. The world of academia belongs to the Vigilis, but the realm of politics is the domain of the Regenti. These are the members of the Registry who keep the country in balance, but both within and without the walls of the city. They are responsible for reading the economies and controlling, as much as is possible, the ebb and flow of power within the city. The Regenti are certainly closer to the Verone's heart compared to the Porteri and the Vigilis, and are the first he turns to when he requires the handling of sensitive matters. If those matters are deemed too sensitive, even for Regenti, then they are handed off to the inspectores. It shouldn't be that difficult to read, but when I keep on seeing a T as like an I, a little bit, yeah. And wanted to say inspect, not incept, that's why as well. Update. 3rd Sundari, 407 IL. The investigation has taken an interesting turn. Razitof's brother, Citte della Azrus, has been inserted into the picture. He is hiding something, and I wonder what. Perhaps keeping him around wasn't such a bad idea after all.
My brother slept here?
He was the hardest working of all the Regenti. Couldn't quite draw the line between a personal life and a professional one.
He never did have any desire to start a family.
Despite my efforts.
Wait, with you or trying to get him hooked up with a woman? These are questions we must ask. Okay.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary, Inspectore. Are you certain that there's something to be found here?
No, I'm not.
But yet you're searching through coal?
Do you think I'll find anything?
I don't think of a bed of coal when I'm looking for a place to hide things.
Exactly.
What's that?
I found something.
If you could, Mariner? When you're ready.
That's
Tiles.
creepy.
What is that?
They certainly don't look like they're born of the earth.
My brother was keeping Fae. What are you doing?
Those creatures reacted to something.
You think they've got a thing for coals?
Or something in the coals. I was gonna break the glass.
I think they've got a thing for this.
What is it?
Hopefully someone can tell us. Put the dresser back in place, please. We should...
No, I didn't check the other thing! Shit! Uh-oh, the Fae.
I've got your backs.
Lesser paper Fae. Lesser paper Fae. Stances. As a maestro, Cicero can switch between class stances at will. Okay. Oh, stance switching. Stances grant various passive effects based on each class archetype. Okay. Cycle through Cicero's stances during combat with up and down direction no buttons. Okie dokie. Sicario. Sicarios move quicker and deal and bonus damage when flanking. Okay. Pavaseri. Pavasaries generate higher threat and suffer less damage in combat, okay? And Dirge. Dirge have a ranged auto attack and regenerate focus rapidly. I'm not going to remember that, folks. Oh, that was me doing that, dude. I thought it was him. Damn, he's losing health.
I can see you can handle yourself in battle.
I am trained as a Pavisier. My physique didn't really cater for the other Medea.
I can imagine. Hold on.
Medea. Medina? Is Medina not Medea?
Found something?
Perhaps it was a good thing those Fae attacked us. That mark that you see over there. The mark of Timerius Candle, a glassmith who works in one of the registry's wards. The Quiet Order.
Our next lead?
Let's go.
Fae. Fae paper Fae. I want to check this first.
This is his work?
All the cases that he's had to work with before. He likes keeping them in the open. Watch his collection grow.
This case is large and relatively recent. It's about
You shouldn't...
Cicero Gavar.
And this investigation is not.
You never mentioned how you knew my brother.
Who are you here for?
I didn't mean to upset you.
Just keep looking.
A. Who I bang is none of your concern, even if it's your brother. That's not the right button. That's not what I wanted. Gameplay. The Fae of Ombre have been around since before the city was constructed. In the Silent Ages, before the first colonized the lands of Ombre, there were creatures made of stone and wood, which didn't bleed when cut, which didn't age or grow. They were the Fae, and they have perished through the epochs. I can read, I swear. Continuing to vex the citizens of Ombre. No one knows where the Fae come from or how they've managed to sustain their presence. They do not seem to need to eat or breathe, and there have been no sightings of juvenile Fae. Well, maybe they have something to do with the planet. Have we ever thought about that? Okay. All that is known about them is that wherever they are found, they have shown signs of adapting to their surroundings. Where they are found in caverns, they are often made of stone. Where they are found in forests, they are often made of bark and branch. See? Nature! What magics of the world they have imbued in them is uncertain, and as much as the Vigilists have tried to understand them, little has been made in the way of progress. How? How do you not? The Fae, though territorial, are fortunately wary enough of humans that they mostly confine themselves to the Dementicata ruins, where they are most commonly found. Adventurers who are exploring the depths of the ruins, however, must be cautious. The Fae are known to be hostile towards any who fringe upon their territories. Fae, paper Fae. Never before have I seen Fae made of paper. Truly, it baffles me from whence they came. Certainly Razitof has something to do with this. Perhaps I will learn more as we progress. Ba-ba-bam! Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I'll be right back, folks. I need to go use the restroom and brush my teeth and all that jazz. finished up having some sparkling lemon water, and then I got another one which I thought was like orange sparkling water, which I was like, oh, this is gonna taste funky. And then I realized, oh, it's actually lemon. it's a different brand, but I was actually, I just now noticed, I'm like, oh, that's lemon. That's not orange. Also, I'm gonna turn off the fan, which is making my eyes kind of meh because I need to clean it. The last time I tried cleaning off the blades of that fan, I damaged the outer casing of the fan. Like, you have to take it apart and whatnot, and I did that, and then I'm like, get out! And I broke part of it because it's like weird. It's weird. That's all I'm gonna say. Let me check my battery power. Okay, it's fine. All right, does that red light mean it's broadcasting? It is. That means it's broadcasting, folks. Okay. All right. The man is a proficient healer. Wait, he's a healer? I didn't realize that. I didn't see him heal. I just saw him losing his HP. I don't think he has that ability yet. I don't think I selected healing. Based on like the threat accumulated, I thought he was like a damage dealer. The man is a proficient healer. I will say that much. He knows how to handle himself well in battle, a trait I must say not often found within the Cicero della Ombre, and even less something that I'd attribute to a relative of Razitof. I might be fond of the Regenti, but he was not a fighter. Why then is his brother so well versed in Murabusto? Perhaps the bond between my lanky friend and this large, burly brother of his isn't as straightforward as it seems. Furthermore, he seems a little too curious about the history I share with his brother. Did Razitof not say very much to him about me either? A strange arrangement considering their blood tie. Not everyone is fond of their family. And what about blood ties? Fuck that. Anyway, the longer I travel with this man, the more I believe there's something he's hiding. Well, no shit, Sherlock. That's not anything. Hitting the wrong button. Wait, now we're on day 3? What? How? Oh no, this is this is like chapter 3, okay, of day 1. Gotcha. Okay, I was really confused. Further investigations into Razitof's office have yielded surprising results. He was hiding away Faye behind a dresser, which seemed to react violently to a particular black stone found in a container of coal. Wait. Well, I guess you could say that. I would have said a bit of coal, but, you know, whatever. I do hope to be able to identify this stone soon. It will certainly inform the investigation further. Also, the glass bells that the Fae were kept in have a craftsman's mark upon it. They were made by the hand of Timerius Condor, a glassmith that lies in one of the registry's wards known as the Quiet Order. I intend on paying him a visit. Perhaps he can tell us more about what my friend was up to. This will probably be the last chapter, folks, because I am getting tired. Well, more tired. It's so weird that people walk through each other.
Cicero!
Oh.
Lucia.
I see you've already made some new friends.
Part of the investigation.
Oh, so the old man took my advice.
Your advice?
After what happened with Corvus and Ophina, nasty business that was. Anyway, he sought my opinion, and well, here you are.
So you're the one I have to blame. Why weren't you put on the case?
I'm too valuable.
Sure.
Where are you off to?
The Quiet Order.
Excellent. We can travel together then.
You too?
Come on. I'll tell you on the way.
So, you told the Vestas to call for me?
It was either that or do it myself. I think the choice was clear.
And the others?
Well, Ophina and Corvus are that. which leaves 5 of us. Darius and Pasha are off in Altamir spying on the Zealots. Riva's down in Rune investigating the murder of one of our diplomats, and you... well, you were farming.
So you don't know anything about the case?
I know the Regenti Razitof is gone, and I know that we lost 2 good inspectores trying to find him.
And you wanted me to be the third?
You were better than all of us, Cicero, you know it.
I don't know. Let's just go.
Wait, was that not what I needed? Why is the game being weird? Was it lore? It was lore, gosh darn it. Some of the city believes that the inspectores of the registry are shadowy figures, enlisted to perform dark deeds for those that have consolidated power in the White Spire. Others believe that they are simply regenti, well-trained in the Medea. It's not media, it's Medea, apparently. Yeah. Neither is completely false, but to categorize us like that is certainly reductive. The inspectores of the city are simply men and women who conduct investigations for the Varone, the leader of the registry. The investigations are myriad in nature, just as the inspectores are varied in skill. Some of us serve as esteemed diplomats, while others spend their days searching for missing people of great import. Whatever our duties, however, one thing is for certain. The inspectores of the registry are not individuals that one trifles with without incurring the wrath of the registry itself. Bum bum bum. Oh, fuck off. You have something to say. You're colorful. Oh, no, you don't. Shocking. Walking through the halls. Papa-tow, papa-tow. No, when I was teaching what I taught today to my classes on Monday, I just felt, ugh. It was kind of blah. The section that we are in the book...
Oh.
Calvin.
You're brave, standing on White Spire soil.
You say it as though there is something I should fear.
Certainly not. Not out here, at least.
Oh shit. This is totally Dragon Age commentary. What is that woman running around over there? And good day to you, sir. Also to you. But yeah. I don't like the book that we're using. It goes against the principles of what this... That woman really bought... Maybe she's just training. Exercising. But yeah, it goes against everything that this class is supposed to be. I wouldn't be as annoyed with it if it wasn't for what this class is. But it's supposed to be a language class, a speaking class, not a 4 skills class. And that's what this book that we're using is. And just getting back, maybe it was just Monday's class because I haven't seen them in 2 weeks because of holidays. But I don't know. It's like there's too much stuff for this book, for this unit. And it would be great if we had more than one day that we taught classes, but we don't. We teach once a week for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And you just can't do it. And I'm just annoyed. It was frustrating. Oh, we can go down this way. Do you want to go down this way or go down this way? Does it matter? I don't know. Which way did we go originally? I think we came up this way, so we're going to go down this way. He killed you. Well, that's the way we go? Wait, what? Ooh, learning spot. Oh, we went the wrong way. The fiasco, Mezenden and something. I think it's lore. Magic. the Fisico, Medenza, and Murabusto. The Fisica are one of the three pairs of Medea, three pairs of Medea, I'll get it right, that are currently recognized and have their practitioners concentrating on their physical form to affect their branding powers. The two constituent Medea are Murabusto and Medanza. Let's change the order, sure, why not? I know the way we're supposed to go. I just went across this long-ass bridge. To nothing! Burr, burr, burr. Oh, I can't go that way, so...
Ah, there you are, sir.
Oh!
I hope everything
I
is
didn't
well.
see that was in front of them.
It is. Get the coach ready, please. We've got places to go. Mariner, maybe you'd like to follow the twins. Get acquainted?
A rather obedient bunch.
What's this about, Lucia?
What?
Don't tell me you just happened to be in the spire.
Happened, well. Have I ever told you about the beggar who was too astute for his own good?
Lucia.
He dies at the end of the story.
You have. Many times.
The mask runners are getting stronger.
What do you mean?
They've taken over the Quiet Order. That's why I'm headed there.
Since when?
A few weeks ago. 5 years this war's been going on, Cicero, and those worms have only gotten stronger. I need to find out how.
That's why you encouraged Avestus to bring me back? So I could be your resource? I have a case to solve.
Cicero, please. You're the only one who...
The Quiet Order. Go.
A ride would have been nice.
So, Mariner. Mariner.
Are you trying to say something?
Why do they call you that? Do you sail out onto the belt often?
Not anymore.
Oh, well, you used to?
Before I settled down.
Settle down?
I'm in charge of an orphanage now.
With children?
No, cats and dogs, I'm sure.
Oh, I love animals.
Oh my gosh. What a dummy.
Eyes on the road, Toths. Elena, please stop bullying your brother. And Ricardo.
Be smart.
Yes, sir.
Just keep going.
I can't say anything. I can't fault you. That would be mean. That'd be too cruel. Alright, I think this will be the new chapter. So the Quiet Order.
You both stay here. I'll come find you when I'm done.
No, it is not a new chapter. God, frickin'. Lucia Shuria. Though we'd never have admitted it, there was a hierarchy among the inspectores, depending on the task at hand. We weren't all equal. Pasha was the best diplomat of us all. Riva was the best fighter. Darius had an eye for reading the movements of enemies. Economies, not enemies, Dark. And Lucia's case was slightly different. She was a good fighter, surely, and a decent diplomat. She had a keen mind for investigations and did fairly when tasked to predict foreign economies and establish trade routes. Trade routes, they probably say routes. But she wasn't particularly phenomenal at any of them. She was talented, but she wasn't special. Yet there was something about her that drew us all to her, and we suspect got her her rank as inspectori in the first place. She was committed. She had drive. Of all the inspectories, she was the hardest working by far. She knew that she wasn't as naturally gifted in certain areas as some of us were, and she made up for it with diligence and assiduity. Ha! I know that. I know what this word means. I just don't know how to pronounce it. Assiduity, and in the end, I don't know if that's right, folks. She turned out to be one of the most reliable inspectors. I would look it up, but I'm too tired right now, and I don't really give a flying butt. Humble and persistent, she never adopted any pretenses and was honest about her work. Wow. Okay. It is why I am so surprised at her manipulation of me. Admittedly, I might have been a little harsh. After all, can't anybody who renders assistance to me be considered a resource as well? Perhaps I have just been away for too long and forgotten what it feels like to be part of the city, always a pawn in someone's greener game. But I am back, and I will learn to deal with these things again. With regards to Lucia, however, I suppose I cannot say that I am surprised that she has changed. 5 years may not constitute an age, but the change that a few years have the potential to bring is not to be underestimated. I made that pause way too early. Hopefully, she is still mostly the person that I knew, stalwart, assured, and hopefully I'll be able to find some time between the end of this investigation and my return to Cavalli Fields to catch up with her. And I need what's-his-face number 2. Here we go. So the mariner's in charge of an orphanage. Few in the city would even think of shouldering such a burden. Life in Ombre is hard enough as it is, without the responsibility of the lives of the young. The man's beginning to show himself to be kind of heart, which makes the fact that he's harboring a secret even stranger. What mysteries would a guardian of the innocent want to conceal? Death and destruction. I really want it. Oh, hold on. Wait, so Cicero was the older one of the Garvis, and Cyrus was the younger one? Huh, interesting. That was our first history lesson, folks. It is difficult for me to speak of this war, as the story of its birth is so deeply entwined with that of my exile, but I have learned that the power of simply chronicling events can be somewhat palliative. I forget how to pronounce that word. The War of Bearings began 5 years ago, officially, with the betrayal of my brother Cyrus Gavar, who abused his position as custodian of the Hall of Bearings to siphon and distribute a large portion of the registry's cache of Mascherines to the mask runners of the city. In the years that followed his death, the freshly equipped mask runners attempted, time and again, to overthrow the forces that subdued them, the registry mainly, though their efforts seemed mostly in vain, now that their passionate leader had perished. To the best of my knowledge, the efforts of the Civil War yielded little results but death, mostly of mask runners, and now, 5 years later, just as my exile has seemingly come to an end, so too seems the war to be petering out. I'm sorry, that T looks like a 1, and so I look like, when I said so too, I'm thinking so 100. Oh, wait, no, 2. The Quiet Order. Named after the disposition of its residents, the Quiet Order has, since its inception, been home to those of the registry who work from cloistered corridors and sequestered rooms. These men and women principally work in the fields of academia or deal with the nation's trade or international relations and tend to prefer keeping away from the busy world of the city. Yeah, fuck the city.
So this is the business you were talking about. Lucia told me about it.
You met her?
Masks
We've been
up!
expecting her. She's supposed to help us find a way in.
She got caught up with a few things. Should be on her way.
And you're here for...
The investigation. There's someone I need to see inside.
I'm afraid that's going to have to wait. We've got Portieri pushing all the walls we can with the mask
Portieri?
runners.
Oh, Jesus, Portieri.
I think our men are just
Portieri,
getting
I
tired.
should-
How did you lose it in the first place?
The Portieri that managed to get out say that the mask runners just appeared from the streets. Happened too suddenly. They lost the ward overnight.
Well, I'll see you later.
I suppose you will.
The longer we wait, the colder our lead.
Who said anything about waiting?
You did.
I said I'd see him later. Nothing about waiting in that.
Just like his brother. Oh, we're sorry, we're in the way. Oh, well, actually they aren't. We can walk around a little bit of them. Okay. I thought they were going to be in the way. Oh, this water looks... Oh, no. Okay. Oh, we got to go through the sewer. Obligatory sewer level, folks.
Mariner, you're a strong man, aren't you? If you could give this a little tug?
It wasn't secured.
He ripped it off its hinges.
Things I do for you, brother.
Now we're gonna call it a night, folks. I'm tired.
Closed it behind you?
I did. What is going on?
How?
Anytime wards have been taken over in the last 50 years, it's been through frontal assaults. Nobody thinks about drains.
That's why it was not secure. Okay, it said an autosave, so I'm curious. I'm curious where it's gonna pop up. Ah, fuck you. Wait, Act 1. If I do continue, where does it pop me up? Okay, this is a good place to stop. Alright.
Behind you?
Alright, okay, this is good. Alright, because I am so tired, folks. Alright. So, anywho, we're gonna call it there. We'll see what happens to the two of them on Friday. Yes, Friday. This has been... I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so tired. Well, I already ranted about why I was so tired. Yes, I'll say the dreaded R word rant and not D word discuss. Whatever. This has been DarkElf85 on YouTube or HektontheMage. Or HektontheMage here on PSN. And this has once again been Masquerada, Songs and Shadows. I hope you all have a very good rest of the day, night, or anywhere in between. Don't get too tired like I do, folks. Stay safe and have... wait. My mind's blank. What did I normally say? I added some extra words and I forgot. Stay safe out there, folks. There we go. Oh, gosh. And goodbye. Just don't be as tired as me, folks. This is what happens when you're tired. You act loopy. I didn't even sing at all tonight. That must mean I'm really tired. If I don't sing. Okay. The things that I think about about my tired status. Anywho, goodbye.